If you like those obscure records, you're in the right place. Mr. DJ, and boy, I got another one I want to throw at you right now. Dan Peek, a rockabilly artist, pinned a tail on a donkey from Billboard's Hot 100 the week of May the 14th, 1966. Mamas and Papas, Monday at number 1, down at number 91. On Billboard's Hot 100 for 5 weeks, Dan Peek, pinned a tail on a donkey. This is sort of a soulful record, kind of a departure and style for Dan Peek. Guy started out as a rockabilly artist, played with Gene Vincent back in the 50s. I'll get into that in just a minute. Originally from North Carolina, by the time Dan Peek was 12 years old, he learned how to play the bass, the steel, and a regular guitar. The guy was all about the guitar. He was all over it. 14 years old. He was playing in local country bands. By the time he graduated from high school, he was playing with a group on a weekly TV show, a local TV show. He was playing with a group, playing steel guitar, with a group called the Sage Dusters. 1956, Gene Vincent. Saw Dan Peek. Hey, I'm forming I got a band called the Blue Caps. How would you like to join my band? Dan Peek took it. Sometimes he'd steal the show. Dan Peek did. No small feat when you're playing with Gene Vincent. Bebop-a-looba, be my baby. Rock and roll pioneer, Gene Vincent. He was also in the film, Dan Peek did, Girl Can't Help It. One of the classic rock and roll films. Came out in 1956. Dan Peek was on a roll, or so it seemed. In 1958, this is brilliant, Dan Peek released a novelty record. It was off the NRC record label. It was called Oldsmo William. It was a takeoff of an Oldsmobile. Get it? Oldsmobile, Oldsmo William. Remember Dick Clark's Beach Nut show? His Beach Nut Hour ran on Saturday nights back in the late 50s. Dan Peek performed that song on Dick Clark's Beach Nut show. Oh God, that was back in the day, way back in the day. In black and white, there he is doing Oldsmo William. But the song was not a hit. For some reason, the NRC label had distribution issues. They couldn't get the song out properly. Bombed. Boom, gone. But Dan Peek's most memorable recordings came off the NRC record label. 3 years later, he recorded a song that was produced by Joe South, Brother-in-Law. He's a moocher. I feel like one right now myself. But that was a bomb. And then also produced by Joe South, I believe, 5 years later, Pin a Tail on a Donkey. Very minor hit. Billboard's Hot 100 for 5 weeks. That's it. But, you know, it's a jam. I'm all about picking out these jams. Dan Peek, 1966. Pin a Tail on a Donkey. Brought to you by Mr. DJ.